Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's your girl Ruth. Yeah, I didn't put this part 7 of the summer solstice. I'll put it in there later. 7, right? Okay. Yeah. So let's get started. We're gonna start with candles and something I found very interesting about fire. Let me see. Let me find it. That's so much shit. I gotta take that out. Let's see. I think it could help out a lot. I didn't know how important the flames was, even if you're barbecuing or something like that. What does the color of a flame mean? When you think of fires, what's the first color that comes to mind? If you answered orange, aren't alone. Most people associate orange with fires, whether you're fire starters or out indoors in your fireplace. It will probably produce an orange flame. However, there are times when a fire may produce a different color flame. Wide orange is the most common flame color. Before we reveal the different flame colors and their respective meaning, let's first discuss why orange is the most common color for flames. Most traditional fuel sources contain carbon, which is apparent for their orange flame. Wood, charcoal, paper, gas, etc. all contain carbon, an abundant chemical element that's found naturally in all living things as well as some inorganic compounds. When an carbon-containing fuel source is burned, it may release micro-sized carbon particles in the flame. The flame then illuminates these suspended particles, thereby creating the appearance of an orange or yellow flame. Orange and yellow flames indicate unburned carbon. Not all carbon-containing fuel sources will produce an orange or yellow flame. These colors indicate the presence of unburned carbon compounds. Carbon is typically burned through combustion, but trace amounts may linger. As the fire burns, some of these unburned carbon compounds are released into the flame rather than fully igniting. The end result is an orange-yellow colored flame. This doesn't mean that orange or yellow color flames are bad. On the contrary, you can expect most traditional fuel sources, including firewood for sale, to produce a flame in either of these two colors. It's perfectly normal and shouldn't cause any reason for concern. In fact, orange and yellow flames are actually better for grilling and smoking meats, as they release a more savory and flavorful smoke. The blue flame indicates complete burning of carbon. If you're using a gas grill or stove, you must discover a blue flame. Propane gas, like firewood, contains carbon compounds. However, it often produces a blue flame instead of an orange or yellow flame because it burns all the carbon. An article published by University of South explained that blue flames indicate the complete burning of carbon. Okay. When all the carbon compounds are burned, there's no particular matter for the flame to illuminate. Therefore, the flame appears bright blue. Orange flames indicate temperatures of 100 to 200 degrees, 1,100 to 2,200 degrees. It's not just the efficiency at which a flame burns carbon that determines its color. The temperature of the flame will also affect its color. Orange flames, for example, typically occur at temperature of what I just said degrees Fahrenheit. This falls in the line with the temperature at which wood burns. When a fire burns cooler or hotter, though, the flame color may change. Blue flames indicate temperatures of 2,300 to 3,000 degrees. Blue flames burn hotter than orange flames, with temperatures reaching up to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. along with the complete burn of carbon. This is why gas burning fires typically have a blue flame. They heat up more quickly and to higher temperatures than fires using other fuel sources, resulting in a blue flame. If a flame's temperature drops to 2,200 degrees or below, however, it may turn to an orange or yellow color, especially if it uses a tangible fuel source like firewood. Chemicals and compounds can affect flame colors. Finally, it's worth mentioning that the presence of certain chemicals or compounds can alter the color of a flame. A green flame, for instance, indicates presence of copper. As copper heats up, it absorbs energy that's manifested in the form of a green flame. A pink flame, on the other hand, indicates the presence of a lithium chloride, okay, and burning strontium chloride, strontium, will create a red flame. Of course, you should avoid burning chemicals due to the potential health hazard it possesses. Scientists often create these flames in a controlled environment where they are protected from a potentially toxic fumes. So if you see those, y'all, when you burn it, that could mean a fire. Should I worry about flame colors? The only time you should worry about the color of your flame is when it's not orange, yellow, or blue. These three colors indicate a natural burning process, with the fire either completely or partially burning all the fused carbon compounds. But if you notice a green, pink, or other alternate flame colors, you should consider choosing a different fuel source. As mentioned above, these colors may indicate the presence of chemicals or compounds, some of which could be harmful to your health. Don't let lack of firewood prevent you from enjoying your fireplace or fire pit this winter. Stock up on premium seasonal firewood by using, okay, they didn't do an order. I thought that was pretty interesting. Okay, trying to get rid of, let's see. Yeah, you can tell what's in the air. I mean, in your fire and in the air, yeah. Or on the object that you're burning, right? Okay, let's see. How to interpret candle flame meanings. Candle flame meanings are all about the way the flame burns. The flame becomes a transformative element to aid in manifesting your intent. The type of flames have traditional meanings that indicate how successful you are. Learning how to interpret candle flame meanings. Most candle meanings come from ancient cultures and practices such as Romans, Babylonians, Greeks, and Celtics. Other centuries, various religions such as Hoodoo rootwork exposed and added to the candle divination meanings. In fact, many of the candle flames meanings were adopted and incorporated into numerous practices, including Wicca. Colored flames. Not all candles burn the same colors. Sometimes the flame can be blue, red, or yellow. Blue candle flame. According to Brawl, the candle sign dictionary, a blue flame simplifies the presence of a spirit. This can be an angel, fairy, or other highly evolved spiritual entity. Red or yellow flame burns red or yellow. That mundane energy, not spiritual, is fueling the burn and can also be powerful. Tall, strong flame. This flame bodies well for candle magic or spells. It is strong enough to push through an obstacle and tall enough to reach the height of goals and intentions. Dancing flame. Advise that a sporadically burning flame that dances about is indicated of a spell that has the power to work, but not without possible problems. Their interpretation depends on other factors, such as the flame being tall or short. It could mean resistance. The higher the flame jumps, the greater the resistance, according to spiritualists, Original Botanica. Flicking flame. Some believe that the flicking candle flame is announcing the arrival of a spirit. Another traditional meaning is that strong, almost raw emotions are involved and can lead to arguments. In a little book of candle magic, author D.J. Conway explains that a flickering or splattering candle's communications can be interrupted by the four compass points. North. If the flame flickers toward the north, is said to be an indication that the cause is a physical one, not from a spirit. East. A flame flickering toward the east indicates the mental part of your spell. South. The bending of the flame toward the south demonstrates a great deal of physical energy surrounding your intent. West. When the candle flame tilts to the west, it reveals the depth and energy of very strong emotions that are part of the spell work. Splattering and cracking flame. Conway also writes that a flame that splatters or cracks can indicate a form of communication. The intensity of both determines the messaging. Loud crackling and frequent splattering warns of arguments. Opposing forces. A noisy and continuous splattering and flame may indicate that someone or other forces oppose you. You can light additional candles to provide greater energy. If the splattering continues, it's best to end your work and try another time. Popping flame. A flame that produces a popping sound is considered another form of negative communication. The type of communication is determined by the reason you're burning the candle and what it represents. For example, if you're conducting a protection spell, many believe the popping sound means someone with bad intentions towards you is talking about you or planning something against you or planning to harm you. Dual flames. In conventional magic with candles, oils, and herbs, Author Jackie Smith discusses candles that burn with more than one flame. Aside from natural physical causes, Smith says that the traditional interpretation of two flames burning from one wick involves two energies or energy that is cut in half. Two energies at work. The most common interpretation for dual flames is the presence of two energies that are either working together or in opposition of each other. This is determined by the kind of spell being worked, such as a protection spell or hexing spell. The former would indicate the target person is reflecting the hexing magic back to the spell worker, while the latter would be a sign that the two have joined forces in a positive intent of protection. Flame self-extinguishes. According to Candle Magic for Beginner, the simplest magic you can do. When a flame self-extinguishes, it puts an end to your work. This can also mean your prayer or spell was received by the spirit world. It can indicate that your spell is opposed by either the spirit realm or an individual. Low flame. Hold on. Okay. Low flame. State that a low flame doesn't have the energy to push the intent into completion. If a low flame is steady, you're being reminded to be diligent and expect a good result. If the flame weakens, the spell won't work. If it gradually begins to grow taller and stronger, the energy to bring your spell to fruition has been released. Short, weak flames. Webster writes that a weak flame will produce weak results. The time simply isn't right. It also can indicate the spell is wrong, especially if it flickers. It might mean that your timing is off or your spell needs more work before it can be powerful enough to complete your intent. Regardless of the reason, a short, weak flame means there isn't enough energy to bring your intent into reality. Advises the flame should be extinguished. You can try to strengthen your spell another time. Steady flame. Convey states that kind of burn is considered a positive indication the candle is doing its job. There are strong supportive energies behind the intent. Fast burning candle. There are two different types of fast burning candles. Each has a specific meaning that can help you to assist the success of your spell work. Uneven, fast burning candle. A candle that burns unevenly with one side melting down faster than the other indicates your spell wasn't properly grounded before you cast it. You'll need to cast the spell another time. If on your second try the candle once more burns fast and unevenly, stop your work and try your spell at a later time. Even fast burning candle. A candle that burns faster than normal but is an even burn can be a good omen as long as the candle doesn't have any other unusual attributes, such as splurting or popping. When a candle seems to burn out of control, it can be a symbol that something within your work isn't correct. You should stop and repeat your spell work, paying close attention to each step to ensure it's correct. If your second attempt results in the candle burning evenly but fast, consider the spell successful. Candle flames and interpreting meanings. There are traditional standard meanings for most candle flame behaviors. You can use these to interpret if your intent for lighting the candle has been successful. Okay. It's a little candles and colors. Oh no, it won't come big for me. Like that sign. Uh, hmm. Came big yesterday, won't come big today. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Okay, now we'll go to I thought I put, let me see, what did I put? Let me see. Okay, now this is healing magic. I'm gonna start on magic in the ancient world, Egyptian deities and uses. Magic was fundamental to human life in ancient Egypt. Many Egyptian deities invoked magic for healing and protection, including Heka, Heka, Shed, Shed, 2, Wadjet, and Isis, and Bes. Remember, Bes, the one that protects children. In ancient Egypt, magic was invoked through deities, primarily by trained priests, but also by pharaohs, magicians, and ordinary people. It was an integral part of healing rituals and was brought into being using spells and sacred texts. The most prominent use of magic was its protection against evil, illnesses, diseases, and danger, whether it be of a snake bite, a life-threatening illness, or an invading army. Magic was intimate, it's intimate, no, yeah, considered intimately connected to medicine and healing. yet it could also be harmful as a curse of black magic. Objects were also believed to be charged with magic, including amulets and wands. Heka was a deification of magic, while other Egyptian deities would use protective magic to help humans, including Shed, Tutu, Wajet, Isis, and Bes. Heka magic in the universe and Egyptian deities. Heka was the divination of magic and medicine in ancient Egypt and preceded all other Egyptian deities. The name Heka is actually the old Egyptian word for magic, okay, and describes the supernatural forces that ancient Egyptians believed created and premeditated the earth, the universe. Premeditated the universe. The word Heka translates as using the Ka. The ancient Egyptian religion, Ka, refers to the divine spirit that protects a person. It is an aspect of a person's or a god's soul and could live on after the body's death. For example, in a picture or a statue. That's something. Wow. As an energy, Heka was available to Egyptian deities as well as to priests, magicians, and ordinary people, and could be invoked both for good and ill. Magic can be loosely defined as a supernatural act which is intended to bring about a change. According to egologists, magic can be understood broadly as a system of coping with irrational situations. According to Egyptian myth, the god Heka fought and overcame two serpents. These serpents then became part of Heka's symbol, with two snakes above the head, or sometimes two intertwined snakes in a pair of raised arms. Egyptian physicians called themselves priests of Heka. People consulted them to use magic to aid healing or to protect against illness, disease, parasites, or respiratory problems, for example, which were commonplace in Egyptian desert. Medical practices were combined with magical rituals and incantations to heal the patient. Many Egyptian deities and pharaohs depicted on ancient tablets, stelae, statues, and scribes, scrubbies, scarabs, carry a Heka scepter, a crook, and crook and flail, which we can see in the illustration above. The septum, sekhem, power. Scepter was carried by rulers and important officials and was used to designate earthly or state power. In the present day, the name of the healing practice, Sheshem, which is similar to Reiki, takes its name from the word. The Heka scepter meanwhile designated magical powers and was used for purposes of healing. Two kinds of magic. Amulet wand made from hippopotamus ivory and inversed with deities. Okay. In ancient Egypt, In ancient Egypt and other ancient cultures, there were believed to be two kinds of magic: protective, beneficial magic, or white magic, and harmful, negative, black magic, which could come in form of curses and hex. When magic is beneficial, it is typically used to heal and protect. It could also be used to cast love spells, protect young children or women in childbirth, or accompany a dead or a dying person on his or her journey through the underworld. However, people could also use magic in a harmful way, directed against one's enemies as a curse, hex, or a personal kind of voodoo. Most Egyptian deities who use magic are protective deities. Particular objects, especially amulets, could be charged with magic and were believed to attract benign forces and ward off evil spirits. Black magic or necromancy was also practiced. But it was widely thought that the magic would come back to bite the person in some form of karma when used with malevolent intentions. Holographs were also used to bring desired results into being through the use of magic. Hieroglyph. Magic was closely connected to writing since the official practitioners of magic, the priests, gained their knowledge through studying ancient script and reciting incantations. Essentially, magic was channeled through Egyptian deities and bestowed onto their servants, the priests, magicians, and pharaohs of ancient Egypt. The Book of the Dead of Hunefer, Hunefer. In 2002, books, Religion and Magic in Ancient Egypt, Rosalie David describes the Book of the Dead as containing spells that provide magic measures to ensure the resurrection of the deceased and has safety in the next world. Ultimately, the spells were intended to guide a dead person through the duat, or underworld. Magic was necessary to protect from demons, evil Egyptian deities, and any dangers present in the underworld. The text is thought to have been written by priests over the course of 1,000 or so years. The book was placed in a coffin or burial chamber of the deceased. Many of the texts begin with the word ro, R-O, which means speech or spell. Magic was believed to be invoked through writings as well as speech. There are over 190 spells in the book. Shed, the Savior, Shed, or Horus, Stella, Stela. Shed, or the Savior, as he is commonly known, was a protective god who saved others from illnesses and dangers, especially from wild animals. He is frequently depicted as a prince or child who saves people from animals. That pose threats in ancient Egypt, including serpents, crocodiles, scorpions, and lions. Shed was a popular god during the New Kingdom era, dating from 16th century BC to 11th century BC. Shed also protects people from black magic and is often depicted alongside the infant god Horus. Tutu. God Tutu as a phoenix. Tutu is among the protective Egyptian deities from the late period. He is typically depicted as a crowned phoenix in motion, sometimes with falcon wings. Often with a cobra for a tail, and human or crocodile head. He was most often depicted in statues, temple reliefs, and cultic stellum. The phoenix is often associated with kingship and sun deities. It is used in the 10th card of the tarot. The Wheel of Fortune, which depicts a light blue phoenix at the top of the wheel. Sphinx. How you say it? Sphinx. Am I saying it wrong? Wearing a crown and a cape. In the tarot, the Sphinx can be interpreted as a representative of wisdom and emotional life. Tutu's primary role was protecting people during the night from harm. People invoked him for defensive magic. Additionally, his image was believed to be charged by magic. Widget, Wadjet, Eye, eye amulet. Wiglet or Widget was one of the early Egyptian deities from pre-dynastic period. She was also a protector deity. Let's see. Her name translates to the green one. Along with Nu Nekhbt, she protected the two lands, the upper and lower Egypt, before they were unfiled. When the two lands were unfiled, the goddess were used as a symbol of dualism. She was rebellious, cobra goddess. Who protected against snakes and other dangers. She healed snake bites and spat cobra venom at anyone who threatened the pharaoh or royal tomb. She also could control heat and fire. Basically, nobody would want to mess with her. Egyptians believed her to protect women and childbirth, and saw her as the nurse and protector of infant god Horus. Sometimes she depicted with a cobra for a head that is rear back, ready to strike. With an eye, also known as Eye of Horus or Eye of Ra, R-A, was a powerful symbol of protection. It was commonly used in amulets as stylized depiction of the eye, eyebrow, and carved line below, as well as vertical lines directly below the eye, which symbolize the markings of the falcon. Amuletic wands, amuletic wands are throwing sticks were carved from ivory and animal bones. Some were inscribed with Egyptian deities' hieroglyphs of widget eye. These objects were often made as votive offerings to appease the deities. Isis. Isis is one of the earlier major Egyptian deities and among the most prominent of all the deities. Her duties included accompanying the dead into the afterlife and also protecting against snake bites and scorpion stings. Additionally, she was the divine mother of the pharaoh and married to her brother. Osiris. She invoked magic in the form of healing spells for the benefit of humans and other gods. BES, best amulet. Okay. Bess was usually paired with his female counterpart, the Set, Beset, who together were protected deities, believed to bring good luck to one's household. They were also believed to protect mothers, children, and childbirth. His symbol is the ostrich feather, which he sometimes wears for a headdress. He is perhaps the most charming of Egyptian deities because of his small yet stout stature. The python of Egyptian deities. Women. Pantheon. Okay, I might not be saying that right. There were many other deities who aren't mentioned here who also use magic. To name a few, Thor, Thoth, was involved in writing and healing texts. And Sel, his wife, Selqet, was a scorpion goddess who was prayed to help heal stings. Bear in mind that there were over 2,000 deities in Pantha, whatever the word. Thus, religion and magic were an integral part of everyday life in ancient Egypt. Okay. Uh, let's see. Okay, let's see. Do we start here? What do we want to mention? protection spell for travelers. Get a picture of yourself and whoever else you may be traveling with. Place the picture on your altar and then surround the images with a thick ring of salt. Okay. That's number one. Number two, add 4 protective stones, such as black tourmaline, obsidian, or smoky quartz, and place them on the cardinal directions of the salt ring. Number three, for 3, 7, or 13 consecutive nights, charge this sacred altar with energy by visualizing the outcome you desire. 3, 7, or 13 consecutive nights. This before you travel, right? Charge this sacred altar with energy by visualizing the outcome you desire. Chanting, singing, praying, dancing, etc. Speaking words of power, instruct, instructing the crystals, keep you safe during your journey will be especially powerful. If you can time this ritual with the new moon, number 4, on the final night, take one of the 4 protective stones and place it in a small pouch add a sprinkle of some of the salt from the ring to the pouch or the circle you created, right? Number 5, on a scab of paper, write a simple inscription such as guard me and so, whoever we with, as we journey to such and such place. The inscription may be as elaborate or simple as you like, as long as it conveys demand of protection. You may invoke any deity you wish. Calling upon Mars, Ganesha, or Isis in your inscription. Optionally, you may use a coded script for the inscription, but it's not critical. Not crucial. You may invoke any deities you wish, calling upon Mars, Jinshin, Ganesha, or Isis in your inscription. Optional, you may use this. Okay. Number 6, add a scrap of paper with the inscription of the couch. Tie it off with a ribbon. Okay. Add a scrap of paper with the inscription of to the pouch. Tie it off with a ribbon or yarn. Number 7, when you leave from your journey, keep the altar set up with your picture. A ring of salt and remaining 3 protective stones. Remaining. Take the pouch with you on your journey. And be sure to keep it on your physical body as often as possible. You may tie it to a belt or a backpack or wear as a talisman. Or you may simply stuff it in your pocket. While you are away, the altar of home will protect you and keep your home safe. The pouch will protect you and your companions on your journey. On adventure, journey, whatever it is. Number 8, when you return, you may ritually dispose of the spell by burning the salt. Burning it or casting it into a moving body of water. The stones should be kept in a safe place so they can be used again for your next trip. Using the same power of object on many trips will charge it with even more protective powers. So it's wise to use the same protective stones for future travels. Interesting. Okay. Is that it? Oh man. I got rid of the wrong one. Fuck. Okay. Just throw it in hummingbird medicine. Medicine from spirit manifests itself in many ways, but quite often it is in animal form. This past week I have encountered with hummingbird that end in a moment of self-realization. As I was coming into the office last weekend, I heard a buzzing and tapping sound in the atrium by the entrance. When I looked up, I saw a hummingbird frantically bumping against the window trying to reach the sky outside. He only had to fly down the steps and he'd be free. But in his panic, he kept trying to burst through the glass window to reach the blue sky outside. Eventually, I managed to cup him in a hands and held him out to safety. He rested in my finger an extra moment, confused and relieved, before fluttering up and disappearing into the sky. In shamanism, an animal crossing our path is offering us their medicine. So I spent the weekend reflecting on what medicine Hummingbird was sharing with me. Traditionally, Hummingbird is associated with the speed of thought because her wings flapped as fast as our minds race. Hummingbirds gathers nectar from many flowers, symbolizing an open mind which gathers knowledge from many sources. And as hummingbirds collects nectar, she also pollinates the plants and spreads their seeds, just as a person who gathers wisdom spreads that knowledge to help the whole community grow. But this hummingbird's message was quite different. I realized that the hummingbird was trying to tell me that sometimes we stubbornly keep trying the same things over and over again without success, rather than stepping back to realize there's another easy way to reach our goals. So many of us spend so much of our lives banging our heads against an invisible glass window. We can see the blue sky of our goals within our reach, and we think if we just fly as hard and fast as we can, we'll break through and achieve success. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing repeatedly while expecting different results. Well, that's what we all do. Whether we're chasing love, money, or fame, we fall into the trap of repeating the same mistakes over while expecting different results. So we kept indulging bad habits, associating with toxic people, and then we foolishly wonder why we're going in circles. Hummingbird taught me that when life isn't going our way, we should pause, step back from the situation, and take a few deep breaths. And then we might just notice that there's friendly face pointing to the doorway, and all we had to do was just stop and listen. So if you feel like you're banging your head against a window trying to escape your current situation, consider zooming out and changing your approach. Break your usual routines, experiment with different strategies, or simply sit back quietly and let the answer come to you. My hummingbird friend chose to trust me, to surrender to a situation beyond his control, and that choice saved his life. So trust me, sometimes when you surrender before a closed window, a door opens just for you. That was pretty cool. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, this is a water magic spell. Fire magic can often still the flow between fire ceremonies. Lighting candles and burning incense and sage. Magic can seem fire centric sometimes, but water magic is usually effective and often produces a deeper connection to the divine feminine. Water magic is especially appropriate for emotions and matters of the heart. If you are looking to conjure some love magic or even a spell to heal depression or grief, water magic may be a better choice. Water is the predominant element on the planet, covering nearly all of its surface. We can use the magical potency of such a massive natural presence to make our wishes and dreams come true. Below is a simple water magic spell you can try. How to cast a basic water spell. Search the shore for a seashell. Dwell in the feeling of satisfaction for your desires being met. Then blow your intentions into the seashell. Hold the shell between your palms over your heart, sorry. Hold the shell between your palms over your heart. Visualize your desired outcome and imagine how wonderful it would feel to have what you want. Visualize with all senses, imagining how to overcome with feel, sound, and smell. Place the shell on the sea, close to where the tide will wash it away. Kneel before the shell and pray to the goddess of moon and sea. Thank her for abundance of the sea, for the life-giving powers of the ocean. Ask that she send her tides to accept your seashell offering and grant your wishes in return. Finally, draw a symbol in the sand around the seashell to seal your spell. Keep it simple. For love, try a heart. For money, try a dollar sign. For luck, try a four-leaf clover. As soon as you seal the spell, leave the area immediately. Know that the tide will take your spell into the heart of the ocean along with a message to the goddess. If you do not live near a large body of water, you can still do water magic with what you have at home. Find a glass jar or other container and fill it with water. Hold your right palm over the container and visualize your desired outcome and pray to Goddess Moon and Sea. Thank her for her power and abundance. Ask that she send her tides to accept your prayer and grant your wishes. Below your intention into the glass of water and then drink it to draw something toward you or toss it outside in nature to banish something from your life. Okay. 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 Okay, now we'll go to the witches. We'll start with the Wizard of Oz. Okay. Okay. We got four witches of Oz. I was asking a question, who was over each, north, east, south, east, west, northwest, all of that. What was over that, right? There are four witches in Oz, one in each corner, or rather one in each cardinal direction. uh, Frank laid out the powers that rule the corners of Oz. In his first book, he detailed his witchery phenomenon. There were only four witches in all the land of Oz, and two of them, those who lived in the north and the south, are good witches. I know this is true, for I am one of them myself, and cannot be mistaken. Those who dwell in the east and the west were indeed wicked witches, But now that you have killed one of them, there is but one witch in all the land of Oz, the one who lives in the west, from the wonderful Wizard of Oz, the Council of the Munchkins. I need to look that up. I'm thinking it's the dwarfs. So, four witches, is this a Star Wars Dark Lord of Sith SITH type elimination on the number of witches? Let's explore this witch rule across different three different versions of Oz. Canonical, canonical Oz, Canonical Oz. Disney Oz, coming to theater soon. The Hidden History of Oz, available now. You may have seen what Disney is doing with their Oz prequel, Oz the Great and Powerful. If not, here's a quick peek at one of the TV spots.
Where am I? You're in Oz. I'm Glinda the Witch of the South. I'm Evanora. I too am a witch. Where's your broom? You don't know much about witches, do you? Good. Or wicked. Just need to get on one look at that. The Dark Force. The Dark Force. Witch. Witch. It's witch. I didn't realize how complicated all this was.
What is the name of it? Oz the Great and Powerful. When is that? Get already out, y'all. Official characters bio for each witch. Glinda. Glinda is a good witch who rules over a peaceful kingdom of simple, kind folk. Beautiful Glinda is not only a compassionate and benevolent witch, but also a fierce protector of her people. Though Glinda sees through Oz's facade early on, Facade, she knows genuine goodness lies within and helps Oz achieve his true destiny. Evanora, Evanora, a wish to be feared, is Theodore's overprotective sister. With her penetrating gaze, she excludes a powerful presence and has positioned herself as the royal advisor and protector of the Emerald City. Leonora is a beautiful, naive witch who is protected by her powerful sister Nora. Leonora only wants peace to come to the land of Oz and truly believes that a prophesied wizard will arrive someday to restore order. Then there is a silhouette of a witch in the fire. Who could this be? We'll have to wait until March 8th, 2013, when the film is released to find out. So I haven't seen it, y'all, so sorry. BAUMS Witches, North. The Good Witch of the North was not named in the Wonderful Wizards of Oz, nor was she named in an Brim's, whatever, Oz books. However, she gave her the name of Locasta, Locasta, in the 1902 musical extravaganza, The Wizard of Oz. Ruth Plumly Thompson, Palm's hand-picked successor in writing Oz books, revamped the character and gave her the name Tattypoo. The Good Witch of the North is often confused with Glinda. Why? Because the 1939 MGM movie The Wizard of Oz combined the two good witches into one and called her Glinda. Thanks for that. East. The Wicked Witch of the East is not named in Baum's book. West. The Wicked Witch of the West is not named in Baum's book. However, in 1910 silent film The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, this witch is named Mamba, Momba, in the intertitles or title card. South. The Good Witch of the South is Glinda the Good. She is the most powerful of the witches, according to the soldier with green whiskers. Glinda knows how to keep young in spite of the many years she has lived. So she was the most beautiful of the four witches. Later in Bones R series, Glinda is a sorceress rather than a witch. Hidden History Witches. This information is taken from Hidden History of the Oz, Book of the Witch Queens. Gayletta, Gaylette, is the eternal sorceress who rules from the Ruby Place in the lands of the North. She is a sorceress who exists in a different time than normal people. She does not ever age. She is more than 100 years old. Her constant research keeps her too busy to pay attention to either matters of state or family. She researches the power of dreams, probing into the mystery. Why does nobody why does nobody in Oz dream? Kalia, Kalinya, rules over the Munchkins in the East as their unquestionable leader. She is cruel and easily irritated. Her magic is telepathic and telekinetic, and her greatest threat is to throw a person into the sky. She is clever and constantly shams to gain more power, especially against her chief rival, Galetta. It is her who later becomes known as the Wicked Witch of the East. Ondri-Baba is a homely and cool younger sister of Kalina. She is short and stocky and fond of wearing ornated neck pieces. Her magic is invisibility. She has a magic eye that can see long distance. It can see what normal waking eyes cannot see. She controls the majority of the magic hourglasses sold by Smith and Tinker, and so controls the Sandy armies. If she who eventually conquers the Winkles in the West and becomes the Wicked Witch of the West. Sonata, Sonadia, is only mentioned in the book. She met her untimely death under her mysterious consequences. Through conversation with Kalina and Glinda, who learned that Sonata had powers over weather, and she taught some of these spells to Galetta. Mombi, is a strategist and political opportunist. Through her powers of transformation and disgust are well known to the leaders of various lands in Oz. Mambo seeks out true position of power, those behind the throne. She is careful in her use of power, though, though sometimes she gets caught up in Galinda's shams. Note, Mamba is not mentioned in the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, though she is the primary antagonist in Baum's second book, The Marvelous Land of Oz. Locusta is a young Munchkin maiden taken as an apprentice by Kalina, Witch of the East. She is quiet and non-conformational, doing what she is told. She fears her master and cruel punishment that she earns for her supposed in- ineptitude, ineptitude. Her most powerful magic is ownership of an oracle hat, oracle hat that's sent to capture Glinda. She learns a valuable lesson from the young sorceress and finds the courage to stand on her own merit. With Glinda building her forces in the south, Locusta becomes what Glinda cannot be, the Witch of the North. Glinda is the daughter of Ruby Sorceress, Gayletta and Queella, rulers of the North. She was born a princess, but she imagines images for herself, adventure and romance. Imagines for herself. Just like her large collection of books, she has fiery red hair and a temper to match. When her parents disappear, Glenda finds herself thrown into adventure with the wicked witches chasing after her. With a name and a fame belonging to her mother, Glenda fights back against the witches to earn for herself the title Glenda the Good and secure a new home for herself in the South. History of the Witches of Oz. According to Barron's later books, witches had been ruling for decades, and three witches, East, West, and Mamba in the North, conspired to conquer the entire land of Oz and divide it up against themselves. Hidden history versions. According to the stories, Book 1, there have been two witches' wars. Both of these wars tore the land of Oz apart as the witches combined their powers and create vast armies to fight against the kings and queens of the land. In the Second Witch War, the witches obtained an alliance and power from the Queen of Dreams, mysterious ruler from across the sea. The witches unwisely used this power and poisoned and destroyed the sea. The sea became toxic desert that surrounds the land of Oz. Book 1 details the beginning of the Third Witch War as the wicked witches again combine their power to overthrow the rulers of the land. While this book begins the Third Witch War, they do not end until later books will arrive with the young sorceress, Dorothy, to the land of Oz. How will it end? The witch wars end when all the witches are dead. We know that Dorothy interacts with all the main witches in the original story. The wonderful Wizard of Oz, she destroys two of them and receives magical protection and favors from the other two. However, the journey from four corner witches to two witches is a fascinating one explored in hidden history of Oz novels. If you haven't picked up your copy, you should. Okay. Updated in the Witch Wars. It happens later. Okay, da, da, da. What's the name of this movie? Let me see. Oz, the Great and Powerful. Interesting. Okay. What else I wanted to read, y'all? Before I start. What is this? Okay, I read that. Okay, what else I have for you? What else did I put to talk about? Okay, the direction. Okay. I forgot what I had found. Let's see. Okay, that kind of. Okay, I guess that's it. That's cool. Okay, I think that's it. Go ahead and start. Oh man, I let that go out too. Thought I put it out. Oh wow. Okay. I'm trying to read it. Let's see how they feel. Oh, okay. Let's see. No, I'm not gonna do that. Always a positive and a negative, right? You destroy the negative, you say you positive, you might become the negative. Remember that. You gotta have a balance. Okay, we got Sag, we got Pisces, and Aquarius. Powerful, powerful. Okay. Okay, let's see. Aquarius showed up to the party. Hey, get down, get down, get down, get So yeah, making things grow. So that you'll star whatever way possible. Don't have to be on the big screen. Having confidence in yourself. Know that you can make the change. You can make things happen. You can turn your situation around. Just remember not to be greedy, not to be overcritical, not to be negative to yourself, self-sabotage, and to others, right? Purity of heart as much as possible. Don't let them take your heart away, okay? She's doing things at night. I don't know if she's burying something as well as the water. We're talking about water magic, doing water magic, combining the water and the earth together along with the air and the stars. Earth, air, water, fire. Fire being the stars, the earth, water, and the air being outside. Then she has the dove. So could be doing a ritual, okay? Or not, whatever. The hangman, Neptune, Pisces, you coming in. Water. Getting strong in oneself after a lot of deliberating and delaying in your life. So maybe you're doing a ritual to make sure everything is going the way it's supposed to. So it might require certain things you have to do, think, mindsets, um, have to be strong, whatever you need to do, clean your system out, fast, pray, exercise, stand on your head like you're doing, whatever the deal is. Maybe doing something for your hair. I don't know why I got that. Maybe like me, not realizing maybe it's taking your hair out and you're doing a ritual to make sure it stays in. There could be some of that mixing up some stuff, okay? Then we got Three of Swords. Okay, this could be make sure you have no more heartbreak, or if you had heart problems, people trying to send stuff to negativity to you, you send it return to sender. Okay? Yeah. Deception, frustration, jealousy, broken heart, second deacon Libra Moon. So you're using it by the moon. Maybe did that already, but this moon just passed. It's still in effect. We still got some powerful stuff going on from the moon. So you're doing something to help yourself. Yeah. Okay. Air sign would be Libra Moon. So you're using all the elements. Okay. Pisces again, second deacon Mars, improvements underway, feeling smug or pleased. So you happy about what you did, the ritual you did for whatever reason that might be. You could have made some different things to sell, different items or something like that, or to help others, set up a table, maybe decorate, or maybe do parties, weddings, whatever it may be. Okay, candles, a new way to do some stuff. Okay, we have the Hierophant. That's Taurus reverse, which is Scorpio, another water. Okay, so Sag, you fire. Okay, so you could have did this as well. Don't matter. Married somebody, maybe want to get out of a marriage that could had broken your heart. Maybe you're making it to make the situation leave, but without harm. Maybe. Okay. Um, our job, corporation. Maybe they were messing with you at work or whatever the situation is. You wanted it to stop. It was breaking your heart. You knew it was unfair. Okay. And we got, yeah, had to protect yourself. They're spying on you. Very unfair. Could be a relationship. Well, all of it's a relationship, whatever it may be for you. And maybe whatever it may be, wherever negativity was, you got rid of that shit. Temperance. Okay. You wasn't going on your right path. Um, Sag, this you. Okay. So maybe yourself, maybe let's see what the last card is. Yeah. So maybe you felt like you were going the wrong way, or they were trying to make you go away. Maybe you found a spell that somebody sent to you and you reversed the curse, breaking your heart. Hopefully you're not overusing this, because this is like, I'm not being a victim anymore. Y'all not fucking with me. Okay. So Sag, I don't know if this was you doing it to somebody, because you reversed. Somebody failed the test. So somebody returned the sender. Some type of spell. Yeah. Balanced it out, conjuring it up, mixing it up. Whatever it was. Either was for First Deacon Capricorn Jupiter, expanding it. So this is like, oh shoot, you know what I did not do? I did not do the countries. Pisces. Hold on, y'all. I have to do this. I want to do this. With that Jupiter coming out, that's you, Sag. Um, that's for the, like a lot of people. What countries are the zodiac Pisces? Normandy, North Africa, Tunisia, Portugal, Samoa, Samoa, Egypt, Scandinavia, Mauritius, Morocco. Morocco is a whole lot of sign. NAMIBIATU. Oh, they said that twice. Okay. What country is ruled by Sagittarius? Spain, Australia, Chile, Hungary, Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, Barbados, Cameroon, Kazakh, KAHS. I just seen this word. Oh, my battery. Okay. CAZAKHSTAN, Kenya, Libya, and MAURITANIA. Saturn. Aquarius. Aquarius. What countries is ruled by the zodiac sign Aquarius? Iran, Finland, New Zealand, Russia, Sweden, Syria, Ethiopia, the Holy Vatican City, Sri Lanka, uh, Brighton, Hammenburg, Helsinki, Moscow, Salisbury, Salzburg, St. Petersburg, and Bremen. Okay, hold on. Georgia. Okay, so yeah, because this is like, it's like they're in the air like conjuring up. So this goes for these areas as well. Somebody doing it by the sea or trying to bring it to somebody. They it's like they, you know, whatever they sending it out. Whatever this spell is to me, personal and somebody's doing look successful drawing people's stuff to them. This is I don't know if it's family or you or your family inheritance. Maybe they trying because they got it right by each other. Look, maybe trying to draw your stuff to them. And this is somebody doing it. This is a wizard, a witch, whatever the deal is, right? And then look, wishing death. Somebody conjuring up something. Knight of Pentacles, visitor message to share. So be careful if somebody come and bring you some kind. Look at this. Glenda could be the good witch, could be the bad. I don't know. Somebody could be spreading the money. I remember I was talking about the money, putting whatever on the money the other day, some kind of poison. So still be careful of that. But a message coming through Aries, Taurus. So somebody could be doing a money spell as well. And somebody also doing a death spell. Somebody. Bringing it by package. This came next after death. Then the witch came after that, right? So somebody wishing a death spell, they try to send some type of package or some type of, you can do it in the air, phone call, text, um, speaking it, message to share, package. Could be that one they sent me yesterday. You know, they can do it all kind of ways. Okay. Yeah, this not divinely guided. Yeah, it's definitely a spell. Witchcraft. Okay. Divine is not in agreement with that. So it came, if it's reversed, this would be what? The god or goddess, this way would be dog. So the underworld. That's why they did the spell at night. Got Aquarius over there. More potent. Under the moon, the feminine energy. This spells under feminine energy. Now this could be uh, all kind of cults. Okay. Because we did have the hair font right there. That represents all kind of cults. Happy home, possible country setting. So somebody either wants someone to die, maybe the inheritance or to get that stuff, whatever it may be, and so they can have their house, home, they could be them basically, right? Mirror effect. We talked about that when I did yesterday when I did my chill. Somebody wants your stuff, or you could be wanting the money to buy this. Now, besides the death, ending of bad luck, okay, negative energy, to live happy, okay. Maybe you was with a tyrant type person, got the hair from reverse and the sage reverse. Um, Maybe a different type of angel you had to call. So I don't know. Just saying. They did talk about that. The world. You want to travel. World Wide Web. This is through the airways, maybe. World in the palm of your hand. So you don't want nothing to stop you. Might have did one of them spells, traveling spells too, like we just talked about. Yeah, no obstacles in your way. You ain't got time for that, right? You want a happy home. So this could be good. This could be a good spell and a bad spell, whatever it may be. You know, or maybe somebody deceased. You want to make sure that they stuff be taken care of, have enough money for the funeral. Stuff like that. Um, yeah, and make sure family members don't grab it or share it correctly. Maybe somebody doing that before they death to make sure that their children don't fight over the inheritance or what this person is leaving behind. It seemed like they had a lot of riches or whatever. So to make sure that the kids don't fuss over it, family members, maybe to go to Pacific ones or just share it. Don't want to be burdened down with anything. Leaving a legacy, trying to make sure it go right. Maybe she left a will, stuff like that. That high priestess reverse. Mhm. So it fell right on the death. So maybe it's a high priestess that's going away. It's this season. Are you not using your intuition? Could be you, Sag, because you reverse. Or Taurus. Somebody walking away. They did it, left it alone, leaving from the beach or whatever they did at the beach or water. Maybe trying to get rid of high priestess. I don't know, whatever was done. And now they put the spell in order because when we had over here, the same cups. All this is water magic. And they finished it. Now they're walking away to see the results still at night. For morning, they leaving. This would be somebody who did something to somebody during the night. I'm getting vampires, stuff like that. It's taking their energy. Now they're leaving. Hmm. Six of Pentacles, reverse. Yeah, they don't want you to receive anything. They're trying to stop this high priestess. All the resources, they wanted to come to them. Same story. Give them their burdens and they take their stuff. Everybody got some shit going on. Might not like the green grass you think is green on the other side. Might be worse than what you think. Okay. Not divinely guided, whatever this is. Okay. Important letter. Still kind of communicate. This must be somebody you know or you see or you listen to that's trying to do this because they study trying to communicate. Scorpio Sage. Or somebody could have conjured up a car. So we got Sag, we got you twice. We haven't got you before. Saturn. So this Saturn, Capricorn, the four fixed signs. So they fixated on you. They put a fixed sign. I don't know if they went to a graveyard, buried some stuff, trying to make sure it happened. I did a water spell, whatever they did with it. Yeah. It's not going to be victorious, or they don't want you to be victorious. They're going to marriage again. I don't know, somebody trying to steal somebody's wife, a husband. It's not going to be victorious. My children. Definitely don't want somebody happy. The lovers. The So this is definitely collective. This is everybody. They want them to be in this third party. They want to rule over somebody. So this is got to do with these countries as well. They want to rule over, take over, and want to have a celebration or whatever they conjuring up. Ethiopia, the Holy Vatican, might be them against each other. It's like a little silent mental air war. Gemini, second deacon, Cancer, Mercury. Whatever it was, this spell, they celebrating it. Or this could be a third party, lovers, a player. Trying to get the romance back in the marriage, maybe. After a third party. But want the third party. Don't want to let go. Or this could be them agreeing after seeing the cups number. So, where is that? Wherever that other cup at. I'm a cup. Thought I had enough. Oh. So somebody smug, celebrating. They walked away. This was first. They did what they did. They're happy about, and this could be creating um products. Create, happy that you got your whatever you did off the ground. Um, whatever endeavor you did. Happy about that. But this is also somebody want to make sure everything fall into what they want. So we got the government reverse. So they want whatever these people have. Ethiopia, I don't know why I'm on that. Finland, New Zealand, Syria, Vatican, Kenya, all of these countries, as well as personal. King of Swords, reverse. Cold abusive demands respect. So you're getting lies. They lying, celebrating lies. Somebody lying, saying they changed, they investing with the third party, and they are. You're not coming in to do any harm, then they are. Okay. They coming in fast, whoever this is, got all these lies. And slow down, watch you driving, okay? Do have a cop on the prowl. They call it sheriff, shoots. The ones when you're driving in the countryside, I cannot think of their name. Speedy situation are finished, so they finished the spell, so they happy about that. Um, been working on it all night. Huh? Okay. Yeah, they wanted somebody down tonight. We got the Empress. Look at that. Hold on now. Sorry, y'all, make me some coffee. Yeah, I just got a revelation in there that this could be a high priest. Want the high priestess. I don't know what struggle is going on, and yeah, can't lay them down, so they're trying their best to do that, resurrecting them. Oh shit, got again. Must have hit the nail on the head, huh? Yeah, wanting her gifts was a power struggle, some type of masculine, feminine thing going on. Um, it could be, just gonna throw it out there. It could be gay community against women. The man, their feminine energy. They want more feminine energy, and they're taking it from others um, without realizing they have both. All they gotta do is pull it from that. Okay, pull it from that side, right in the left brain, but they're causing a death. This person, high priestess, she's not gonna die. Okay, she's not dying. See, trying to steal. See what I'm saying? Conjuring up stuff behind her back. That's why she looking. She paying attention. You think she ain't, but she is. This is countries or whatever. Yeah, look at this. Not finna control her any type of way. Yeah, look at this. King of Cups. So this could be a water sign, Libra, Scorpio, or Libra. Somebody got Libra, Scorpio in their chart. They trying to run this empress or this empire or whatever they trying to take over one of these countries or something. But they see what you doing. You might be down, but you ain't at. Okay. Yeah. Trying to do a death spell, whatever the deal is. Trying to control you. Trying to steal what they can steal. Whatever it may be, resources. Yeah, she might have to go into hiding. Probably what they're doing, going into hiding, right? This is what student, maybe one of your students, somebody was fake because of what you know. It's the wrong person, or it's because of what you know. Taking the knowledge, trying to take the knowledge away. something like that. Too much knowledge or something. Then we go back to somebody merge is not somebody do not want this merger. They want to stop it. I think it's rules when you have a treaty or something with a country or something like that. This is a, I mean regularly, this is a wedding, definitely a divorce. And this is a marriage, definitely a divorce. But this could be a country that do not want these people in their country anymore, and they upset. Maybe all the stealing and stuff they won't stop. Yeah, and whatever the fake love that was coming through, they know it wasn't nothing but weeds and thistles and lies. Somebody underneath doing some stuff. That's I compare that to the ley lines of Mother Nature underground. See what I'm saying? They don't want that shit no more. Take that shit out of our country. I don't want what you got no more in this marriage, relationship, whatever this is, whatever they got in them cups, whatever they created. Maybe they made a whole bunch of stuff, celebration, and celebration time for what we got, Juneteenth coming up. Because I thought it was so strange. I took a picture of this. It was this man. I was talking about the black sheep, remember a while back, and Germany Clarkson on Clarkson's farm. It's just so hard to know what to do next. He's holding a lamb with a black face, black forearms and hands, white. And I think I did that yesterday. It was like a red flag. Remember the little child was under the shell? The black child was under the shell, under the red flag, and others was trying to like corrupt him or something. Look at that. So what are they gonna try on June 21st, which is summer solstice day? So why did they pick that day instead of June 10th? Remember there was the same culture, melanated people arguing over the date. They used to celebrate it Juneteenth and June 21st. Now they came to an agreement to put it on June 1st, summer solstice. So that means that Ra, the children of the sun, okay, so Juneteenth, I read about Juneteenth, I can't think of it right now, but there's a reason for that. And now they got a celebration going on, made a lot of cups, they made a lot of stuff, and they're saying refuse it. Ain't no love. This ain't universal love. And then to see that picture right there today, he's holding a black sheep. I've been talking about black sheep, feeling the black sheep of the family. And I've been talking about all this in my summer solstice. So be cautious. You try if you celebrating that on the 21st, even this weekend. Just be cautious of who try to again or send you stuff. Don't think it's such a good thing. You know, like that money I'm talking about, touch it and end up dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seven of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, Third Deacon Taurus, Saturn. Saturn's still in the play. Okay. That's Aquarius in Aquarius. Okay, so we still got the Vatican here. Circling St. Petersburg, Moscow, Finland. Okay. Um, it was Saturn's dad first, right? Oh, Uranus is Saturn dad. Whatever way it go, they can. And we all can, but you know what I'm saying. Um, work smarter, not harder. They don't want you to see what they're doing. They don't want you to reflect. on everything from the past. So you better remember what went on. Yeah, trying to one up you. Still a game. It's still a game. Now you might be watching a game this weekend or going to a game, but it's still about the game they play, having the upper hand, competitive, but still the same shit. Dick after dick. Is he still on that? Really, it's still a dick thing. Resources also. Still want you under me. Can't be on top of me. I'm on top of you. I'm better. This is mine. I'm still tripping over that skull and bones. You mean y'all got Geronimo's head, skull, and y'all done made a whole society behind this man that y'all done stole his land, killed his people, chopped his head off the whole damn 9 yards, drinking to it and everything and other things y'all got in there. That's some cold ass shit. But y'all do what y'all do. Y'all been doing it for centuries. Who am I? Who am I? Yeah, who am I, child? No women involved. Boom. See what I'm saying about the high priestess skull and bones? No women involved. They just want you for fucking. If they need the children, look, they need the children, need no women. They could care less about a damn woman. Where my high priestess at? Where they at? And Capricorn and Taurus is feminine energy, but reverse becomes masculine. Yeah, definitely a high priest. Geronimo. The tomb has Apache leader Geronimo crew. I said that's crew. 2009. Garon descendants sued unsuccessful to get the skull back. Long Island Sound at the River Mount. Pardon, that's some crazy shit. They got a revolver, Goodyear, vulcanized rubber, uh, revolver, sulfur matches, repeating rifle, the gun that tamed the West. So I guess they won off of Geronimo on that, right? Where is Geronimo? Where did Geronimo live? Arizona, New Mexico. Ain't that a bitch? I started to talk about the Aztec. I'm gonna come back to that. Geronimo early life. Geronimo was born in today's Arizona in the Upper Gale River country on June 16th, which was yesterday. Fuck. His birth name was, let me see, cause of death, pneumonia. Ain't that a bitch? Seven things. Okay, so they might be bringing some kind of disease through these cups, through this stuff. We already know it started with the money, the pills, and the weed. And know a lot of blacks or people, they don't care about their own culture anyway. They don't give a fuck. They'll kill y'all too. But something they finna give. We got these shots going on. We got these monkey pox. Y'all know that refers to darker skinned people, right? And if y'all they people in the way, they gonna get it too. Maybe they got an antidote. I don't know. Seven things to know about Geronimo. The origins of his name is disputed. The man who would become the most feared Indian leader of 19th century was born sometime in the 1820s until the Bedonkohe, Bedonkohe, the smallest band of Chiricahua, Cherokee, Chiricahua Apache tribe that inhabited what is now Mexico City in Arizona, has given name to the one who yarns, Goyahkla. But as a young man, he earned the moniker Geronimo after distinguishing himself in Apache raids against the Mexicans. The source of the name remains a subject of debate. Some historians believe it arose from frightened Mexican soldiers involving the Catholic Saint Jerome when facing a war in battle, while others argue that it was simply a Mexican nickname or a mispronunciation of his name. Geronimo's wife and children were murdered when he was a young man. Geronimo came of age during a period of bitter conflict. What's the other called? A conflict. Just seen that. Just did that. Conflict. There it is. Between the name Apaches and Mexicans. In response to the Apaches, I think the Apaches were Spaniards, right? It wasn't Mexican. That's when the Spanish people started coming. They're responsible to Apaches' penchant for staging raids to gather horses and provisions. The Mexican government had begun banishing, ambushing Apache settlements and offering lucrative bounties for their scalps. There it is. In 1851, while Geronimo and several other warriors were in the town of Janos, on a trading mission, Colonel Jose Maria Carrasco and a detachment of around 400 Mexican soldiers ransacked his Beacon encampment and slaughtered many of his inhabitants. When Geronimo returned later that night, he found his wife, his mother, and his three young children had been murdered. I had lost all, he said in his autobiography. Following the massacre, Geronimo swore vengeance against Mexico and led a series bloody raids on its soldiers and settlements. I've killed many Mexicans, he later wrote. I do not know how many, some of them were not worth counting. He broke out of U.S. Indian reservation on three different occasions. In the 1840s and 1850s, the Mexican-American War and the Gladstone GADSDN purchase placed that was his name, Apache's domain within the boundaries of expanding United States. Geronimo and Apaches violently resisted the influx of white settlers. There it is. Here they come, skull and bones. But following several years of war with the U.S. Army, they reluctantly negotiated a peace. There it is. Where that peace treaty thing at? They don't want that damn peace shit no more. Keep that shit. Where it's at? This piece too. But y'all know what I'm looking for. Where it's at? Yeah. Because they refused the peace treaty and letting them take control. Right? Yeah. They don't want. They're doing it again. Same thing. Same thing. They're doing it in different tactics. Um, but following several years of war with the U.S. Army, they reluctantly negotiated peace. By 1876, most of his tribe had been shipped to San Carlos, an arid and inhospitable reservation located in Arizona. Geronimo avoided the reservation until 1877 when he was captured by Indian agents and brought to San Carlos in chains. He carried his hand by farming, but like many of his culture, he longed for freedom of the frontier. Geronimo and his allies would eventually stage three escapes from the reservation between 1878 and 1885. Each time, the renegades fled south and disappeared into the mountains, only resurfacing to conduct murdering expeditions on both sides of U.S.-Mexico border. During the second breakout in 1882, Geronimo even staged a daring raid on the Apache reservation and forced several hundred his people to join his band. some of them at gunpoint. CHIRICAHUS. By the time of his final breakout in 1884, Geronimo had earned a propelling reputation for cunning, and stories of his ruthlessness, both real and imaginative, were front page news across the United States. Wait a minute, I just found something. Seven LGBTQ uprising before Stonewall. So they're gonna do that for June 21st. Protesters in the 1968 Flower Power protest camp out of the police department following a raid at the gay bar, the Patch. 1969 Stonewall riots marked a historic turning point for gay rights, but several smaller uprisings preceded Stonewall as LGBTQ communities pushed back against harsh harassment and inequality. The Stonewall riots of 1969 are arguably the most famous and impactful uprising for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer their rights, but they are not the first to uprising by far. Very smaller uprising preceded Stonewall, some by over a decade, to push back against harassment, often from police inequality. 1958 Los Angeles Cooper Do Nuts riot. After nearby bars closed, a 24-hour Main Street donut cafe became the site of a large riot one morning in May 1958. Two cops, ostensibly checking ID, a routine harassment, arbitrarily picked up two hustlers, two queens, and a young man just cruising, and let them out. Novelist and one of the hustlers, John Rechy, said in his book, City of Night. The situation quickly devolved as angry bystanders began throwing debris and items from Cooper at the cops, who eventually retreated into the car. Disobedience turned into a riot, and soon enough, police broke back up arrived. The officers blocked part of Main Street for the night and arrested several of the rioters. There has been some confusion about the actual location of the 1958 brawl, but RECHY clarified in 2021 interview in The Land, there was no riot at Cooper's. It was actually another donut shop, but at that time, police called every donut shop in the city Cooper's because there were so many. This particular one on Main Street is gone now. 1961 Milwaukee Black Night Brawl. Josie Carter, who helped instigate the uprising in an updated photo. On August 5th, 1961, four party-going sailors entered Black Knight, a popular St. Paul Avenue gay bar in Milwaukee, on a dare. They started a fight with the bouncer, only to be chased out of the bar by gender non-conforming black queen, Josie Carter, who knocked one of the men unconscious with a bottle. The men later returned with reinforcements and began to tear the bar apart, but were met with stiff resistance by bar patrons. The sailors were arrested, but charges were later dropped due to lack of evidence. The bar suffered significant damage from the brawl and was eventually demolished for the extension of St. Paul Avenue. 1965 Philadelphia, the Wells Restaurant sit-in. The Wells Restaurant in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as appeared in May 1951. On April 25, 1965, the 17th Street location of the Wells Restaurant in Philadelphia denied service to approximately 150 people who appeared to be gay or gender non-affirming. Three teenagers refused to leave and were later arrested, along with Clark Polka, leader of the homophobia organization Jonah Society, after he offered to help the group obtain a lawyer. Jonah Society members protested outside the restaurant for the next 5 days. On May 6th, three more people staged a second sit-in in Wells. This time, the protesters weren't arrested and instead left the restaurant voluntarily a few hours later. Dues argued to stop denying service to LGBTQ plus people. 1966, New York City Julius Tavern sipped in. After pouring their drinks, a bartender in Julius Bar refuses to serve John Timmons, Dick Litsch, Litsch, Craig Rodwell, and Randy Wicker, members of the MAGJIC Society, MATTACHINE Society, who were protesting New York's liquor laws that prevented serving gay customers in 1966. In spring 1966, members of the early gay rights organization, the Society, staged a sit-in, a twist-on sit-in protest in which they visited taverns, declared themselves gay, and waited to be turned away so they could sue. At the ain't that about? So we got all kinds of shit going on. At the time, LGBTQ individuals couldn't be served alcohol in public because liquor laws considered their gathering to be disorderly. Wow. The group was finally denied service at Greenwood Village Tavern Julius, which had been raided by police a few days earlier for serving gay people. This led to the quick reversal of state's anti-gay liquor laws. 1966, San Francisco Captain's Cafeteria, on and on and on. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. So yeah, everybody better be careful. Everybody. Use your intuition. They don't want you to use your intuition. You're weird. Telling you no, no. Don't go down that street. Don't go down that street. Don't do that merger. Don't do that with it. It's telling you no, no. No means no. Shit, look at it. Trying to figure out what the Geronimo, Apache Wars Part 2, Geronimo. After his family was massacred, Geronimo would wear his hair short for the rest of his life. It was a sign of mourning among the Cherokee, Chiricahua, Apache. Oh shit, it's almost time. Chiricahua, Apache.
Today, there'll be scattered thunderstorms with a forecasted high of 94 and a low of 77. Due to the current humidity, it feels like it's 98. Have a great day.
Oh,
Here's the latest news. From
I
Weather
can't
TV,
find.
U.S. at 10:37 a.m. today.
They be want me to hear shit. I can't even turn it off. Oh, there you go. Geronimo was not a chief, but a medicine man. Oh wow, really? Of the pinup band of B.E. Bet on K.E.H.E. band. So they hitting all the people. So y'all healers, so be careful. So he was a medicine man. He would eventually become their leader because he believed, like Chachashi before him, that his people deserved freedom. Geronimo had been one of his Chachachi's most devoted warriors, Cochises. He had helped him take captives after the Bascom affair, and had fought alongside him during the Battle of Apache Pass. Mangus Colorados uh, had been where I stopped at, had fought alongside him during the Battle of Apache Pass. Mangus Colorados had been Geronimo's chief, and Geronimo had been present at Mangus' death. Geronimo was born on the Gila River in New Mexico, Gila River, not far from the Gila Cliff dwellings. His birth name, Goyakla, one who yarns. He would go on to become a brilliant war leader, while Kashif was a noble leader. Geronimo was more of a rogue. As a young man, Geronimo had lost one of his wives. Okay, we read that. Geronimo felt he had little purpose after his event. One night, atop Bowie Peak, he heard Usen's voice on the wind say to him, "You will never die in battle, nor will you die by gun. I will guide your arrows." Mm. Geronimo believed that this was to be true for the rest of his life, and for good reason. He, so you listen to your interest, your ancestors. Petitioned to Chief Chios and Chief Agans to campaign deep into Mexico to avenge his family's death. He told them he would lead the battle as he did not care whether he died or lived. It was during the campaign that Geronimo would get the name is known by today. During the battle, Geronimo did not fire arrows from cover as many of other Apaches did. Instead, he ran zigzag. Okay, where we got that at? He ran zigzag at the Mexican soldiers so as not to be hit by their bullets. He would then kill them by a knife and take their rifles back to their Apache warriors. And we got the arrows. Then we had the arrows. Okay, look. He wasn't wild, erratic. He was organized. He knew what he was doing. Okay, that was cool. So that's what you got to be. Um, so as to not be hit by the bullets. He would then kill them with a knife and take their rifles back to the Apache warriors, as he did not know how to use a rifle at that point. The Mexican soldiers began to shout Geronimo to warn each other of his charges. The originals of his work are still unknown. They began to chant the name in enthusiasm and intimidation. Geronimo was a complicated man. Many Americans at the time labeled him as the worst Indian that ever lived. He was quick-tempered and paranoid, nervous, but very, very lucky. He was deceitful and cruel, prophetic and brilliant, ambivalent, and even sometimes a little sheepish. A little sheepish. Hmm. Man carrying a sheep today. His contradictory yet effective nature makes him one of the most fascinating characters of the Apache War. So yeah, he went through all that, you killed his damn family. What the fuck? Geronimo and his warriors in Medes of Mexico. This photograph was taken in 1886 before Geronimo surrendered to General Crook on March 27, before he escaped again on March 30th. Geronimo's first escape. Okay. Captured. Let me see. I'm trying to see how they got to the point where they cut the man head off. That's what I'm trying to see. Book charges. Most of the um, remained on some reservation this time, remaining free, took up hiding once again in the Serramadin Mountains, Syria, Serramadre Mountains. I think I wrote that already, but anyway. Quick purchased Geronimo into Mexico one last time. When he found him, Cook was upset with Geronimo for breaking all their deals. Okay, Geronimo pleaded that he wouldn't have broken the deals if he hadn't heard that he was going to be arrested. Cook was not able to offer the terms of surrender that he was able to before. Geronimo knew his cause to be hopeless and surrendered once again. Cook left for Fort uh, Bowie, leaving the Apache removal in the hands of Lieutenant Marion MAUS. That same night, Geronimo and his band brought whiskey from a Swiss bootlegger named Robert Tabiolet, whatever, supposedly profited from Apache wars and thus sought to perpetuate the war. He told Geronimo that upon arriving to Arizona, he would be hanged. Oh, they hanged him. In the days to come, in a drunken stoop, the Apache escaped and broke the terms of their surrender. General Crunk wanted Stabler dead. And new general, oh, he told him they was going to hang him. Okay. A new general takes charge. President Grover Cleveland told him he still wanted to offer them terms of their surrender. Cleveland rejected this, starting that the surrender needed to be unconditional. Crook disagreed with this method and felt that his way would bring about better results. Crook resigned and was not looked upon favorably afterwards. A 25,000 bounty was placed on Geronimo. Okay, $25,000 bounty on Geronimo head, and a new general took it, Nelson Mills. General Mills would earn little respect for him, Comanche, unlike Cook. Myers led from faraway forts. Myers also came up with the shred and cruel idea that would bring about a final to them to surrender. 9,000 versus 37. Fear grouped the Southwest during the final summer of his freedom in 1986. Geronimo led their Nats, who was still chief, the final free band of number 37. They included 18 warriors, 13 women. 18 warriors, 13 women. Okay, 37. They remained at large for 5 months while around 5,000 employees of the United States Army, a part of the forces, were stationed in the area to track the Apache. Around 3,000 Mexican soldiers and a little less than 1,000 volunteers were also put to the task. Some of the women and children in the final Apache band surrendered as the summer wore on. The band only experienced one death that whole summer. Many U.S. soldiers find conditions in the Northwest during summer to be unbearable. Meanwhile, Geronimo was more reckless than ever. He felt it was the best fighting the Apache had ever done. He was also said to have trusted in his powers more than ever. When in camp was found, he was supposedly able to intuit the situation from miles off. He spent most of their time during that summer in Mexico. The last 6 years of war had cost the lives of 309 Americans and 682 Mexicans. Miles' idea. Miles' idea was banish all them to prison thousands of miles in Florida. Okay, so it was in Florida. Free them remaining had cost family members in the group. Miles hoped that knowingly they would never see their families again without surrendering would cause a final. I'll say so. He sent his family to Florida, right? Surrender. Later this summer, Charles Gatewood pursued Geronimo and his band deep into Syria, Madre, a place in the mountains called Davispe. He knew he was closing in. Gateway sent two Apache scouts forward with some of the new band had personally known. The scouts told Geronimo and his band that the rest of their people, including their families, had been sent 2,000 miles away. They had the intent effect. Geronimo held a conference with Gateway and agreed to surrender. Once I moved about like the wind, now I surrender to you, and that is all, Geronimo said. Okay, after the surrender, continue. After the surrender. Surrender at the Skeleton Canyon. Geronimo's fourth and final surrender was in Skeleton Canyon. Surrender in northern Arizona. The summer of 1886. Nelson Miles took the credit. One of the conditions of the surrender was that the free Apache would see families upon arrival in Florida. President Grover Cleveland, however, was still expecting an unconditional surrender. Unbeknownst to Apaches, Miles had decided that since Geronimo had broken all of his prior conditions of surrender, all terms agreed upon were now null, and U.S. government never intended to allow the Apaches to see their families when they got to Florida. Departure from Florida. That's why Florida having all the problems. Geronimo and his band were taken to Fort Bowie, where Geronimo drank from Apache Spring on his last time. It was at this site he had fought next to Chief Chicks 24 years prior at Battle Apache Pass. Geronimo was now 65 years old. He took his last steps on his native land and entered a train car for the first time in his life, bound by Florida. U.S. government had rid itself of Apache problem once and for all. On a train ride to Florida, Geronimo band was afraid they would be killed at any moment. Upon arrival, Geronimo and his band were not reunited with their families at Fort Moron as promised. Instead, they were taken to Fort Pecans. They would not reunite with their families for over 2 years, breaking Miles' terms of surrender. Dead of malaria while in confinement. A daughter was born to Geronimo while in confinement, though he would not find out later. The family had malaria. Baby. Life as prisoners of war. These persons who had been moved to Florida were dwelling due to malaria. They were moved to Mount Vernon in Alabama as prisoners of war. It was an unfair landscape to them in the tall trees instead of open desert plains. Their children were sent to schools in Pennsylvania to learn Christianity, English, and other aspects of American lifestyle. Many of these children caught tuberculosis and died. Parents back in Alabama began to hide their children so they wouldn't be taken away. What I said about hiding. After 2 years of imprisonment in Florida, Geronimo and his band were moved to Alabama and were finally allowed to see their families once again. General Cook visited in Mount Vernon. By this time, he had lost all respect for Geronimo and did not meet with him. Cook instead met with the other leaders of family. Cook publicly condemned the schools in Pennsylvania. He also suggested that they be sent to live in Fort Steele Reservation in Oklahoma, which would be a more familiar environment to them. Cook died 2 months later. Farmer. When Carroll was moved to Oklahoma, there were only 119 left. After 8 years being prisoners of war, it was the first time in 8 years that they could once again hear the coyote howling and collect their prized mesquite beans. Geronimo's fame, worst Indian in all time, had become one of the most famous. His already impressed deeds had been such as Buffalo Bill, Wayside. He sold little trinkets such as button, rode in Ted Roosevelt's presidential election parade. It has been said that were people turned out to see more Geronimo than Roosevelt himself. Geronimo asked the president if he and his people could turn to the Southwest. Roosevelt refused, saying there was still much hate for your people in Southwest. Geronimo's end. At the urging of settlers, Geronimo attempted to learn Christianity in his old age. He struggled, however, under Christian principles to forgive himself for all the killing he had committed, especially children. An artist once visited Geronimo to paint him. The painter stated Geronimo had revealed his bullet wounds to him and said that there are 50. Wow. Can't kill somebody, baby. They ain't supposed to die. Geronimo said, and they did not. Bullets cannot kill me. Hello. And they did not. In 1909, Geronimo was returning from a drinking brawl one night when he fell off his horse into a ditch. He stayed in the ditch until morning and contracted pneumonia. Before he died, Geronimo stated that he never should have surrendered, but instead should have died fighting. He passed away days later. Freedom. Imprisonment were finally set free and were no longer prisoners of war. One-third adopted to stay in Fort Steele, while two-thirds moved to Mescalero, Mescalero Apache Reservation in Mexico. At the time of Chief Apache had numbered 1,200. After the war, 1886, they numbered 500, but released their number only 2,261. Today there are over 850 Apache residents, and Geronimo still live on. So, okay. So that's CHIRICAHUA Apache. So I guess they cut his head off then, what's getting called Skeleton Canyon. Skeleton Canyon, okay. Well, yeah, one of my, okay. Got justice. Whatever it is, you're going to get justice. Karma will come back around. They got their karma. He did too. But he was more blessed and spared and died on his own accord by a disease because they came at him first. And it was justified what he did, you know? So don't make nobody make you feel bad about your way of thinking if you're doing good for people, doing right. Okay. You have to fight. They understand that. Ancestor, creators, the divine source, God, goddesses, whoever you believe in. Okay? We're not having sickness or disease or any depression or none of that stuff. Get over that. Don't let them, like I just said, don't make nobody make you feel bad. You ain't got to hide. Okay? Water, sickness or disease. This is tarot card readers. This is people psychic. That's whoever it is. Don't let nobody make you feel bad at what you're doing. Okay? Ace of Cups, security, helping hand. They give you favor. Space, Queen of Cups, Queens, Empresses. Business will be prospering. You do good. Don't even worry about it. Whatever you created, you ain't going nowhere. New Tower coin. Okay? Don't let them bully you. Change is here, period. Keep the faith. Whatever they did by the moon, in your feelings, secret, whatever it is, they want you grounded. Go to your ancestors anyway. Got all this reversed. Messages, don't worry. They got you. Snake is your friend. Okay? Luck is on your side. They said that they got the rats. Going on your right path. All been eliminated. That's not for you. Okay. Love is for you. Okay. Change twice, letting you know that's not for you or your children. Okay. You're rewriting a whole new story. No obstacles. You'll be sailing on because you've been loyal. Stay strong, playful and loving, watching your children. Okay. You will not be eradicated. Okay. Okay. I guess that's it, y'all. Leave it alone after this. I stayed on here 2 hours. What time is it? Okay. My time almost up. I think I did all the signs. Stone Heart. Hello. Boss. 2021. 4th of July. Egg on your face. Embarrassed. Still here. Love yourself first. Giving out commodities to victims. Divine. Okay. Saturn. Customer. Kids and children. Millions from lottery. Hello. Threatening messages. Honey. Maybe to buy some honey. 3 years. Sports ring. Company ring. Pluto. Let's do this. Let's see, we got a message today. Horses. Somebody getting some horses. Horseback riding or something. Oh, it's a derby, a race or something like that. 15 snails. The snails represent. What is the metaphor for snails? To call someone a snail is to say that they're incredibly slow, either moving like a race or doing a task. Slow as a snail definition. Okay, metaphor. Like a metaphor, a smile draws resemblance with the help of words like or as. Therefore, it is a direct comparison. John is as slow as a snail. Snails are notorious for their slow pace, and here the slowness of John is compared to that of a snail. Okay, but we got a whole bunch of them working together. Okay. Ooh, somebody don't like that. What is them? What is these called? Um, Penguins. What is the symbolism of a penguin? Intuition, dreams, resourcefulness, evolution, and contrast. They also bring some important lessons as spiritual animals. They can show you the way in tough times as they encourage you to be adaptable in your life. Okay. 13. Fucus. Star and the sun. One star, one sun, two. One more. Got carrots, an airplane. Four, four stars, one airplane, 5 in total. Carrots for the eyes to see. Basketball field reverse. Wild card. Wild card. Draw a card from the top of the deck. Select a card of your choice from any player. Give that player any card in your hand. Vanity. License plates. When we said that, that equals 16, which is 7. Then we got sign for an 8,877, 800,077, or 888 number. It was reverse. So y'all take that how y'all take it. It might not mean reverse. Train tracks, a railroad crossing sign. Okay. Oh. No more making robots to control us. Next capture, speeding or race. Too dark. Like to see you terrified. Fear, they eat it up. Bad dreams. Fear, stuck, entangled, freedom, cage, rescue, protection, mantra. I am growing by myself. Jealousy. Then with both sexes. Stay over there with that negative. Black and white, evil and good complement each other. Complete. Crawling. Private eye. Do you have anything to present to the world? Make it a little better. Embarrassed that I'm too old or too young for this person. What will they say? My grandpa is my dad or father. I'm going to go over there. Why did they make grocery stores? Who started this and why? Was it for control? Exit. Get out. Domino effect. Stairs. Scared of dying. Have dreams of it all the time. You're sick and won't tell no one. Scared there will leave you. Go where you're appreciated, not just tolerated. You're worth more than that. Hello. Grandpa, grandma. Got Columbia over here. Columbia on the list. Party for a week. Scared of the connection. Like little girls or boys. Like y'all kids. Honolulu. Rejoice. Stay playful. Your favorite. Don't react. Sunflowers. Zebra print. Just staring at me, so I had to push it. Skyline view. In found and buried money in your yard or house or car. A lightning and cat again. Fast as lightning. Was a little bit frightening. Yeah. Who? That cat was fast as lightning. Might have been Geronimo that was saying it right. Ha! Oh, that was talking about Bruce Lee, I think, too. Hey. Hear Bruce Lee, too. Ha! Ooh. African dance. Rhode Island. Showroom. Gulf of Alaska. Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii. Stepping in Hawaii. Puerto Pensacola. Drinks. Not me and lose. Alcohol. Statue of Liberty. Albany, Texas. Omaha, Kachula. She's a cheater too. Astronomy. Oh shit, I forgot all about my coffee. Dang. Leaves. Celebrities on the leaves. Tajan, whatever it is. Yugoslavia, Mexico, Ireland. Somebody's watching you. AM and FM. Wyoming. Cheapest resort. Rituals. Mosquito candles. Fire alarm. Cargo. Wake Island. Slow burn. Leprechaun. Federal benefits. Indian. Friendly. Baja, California. BAJA. Bering Sea. Western Union. You're a big win. Dirty mind. Materials used. Spice drink. An astrologer. Mmm. Question on the table. Okay. Well, that's all I got, y'all. Hope this helps, okay? Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I look at having picking up something. Let's see what happened. Got a robbery, aiding and abetting. Help yourself and don't be afraid to ask. Bomb maker, vehicle theft, deterrence, bad health, your belief system, do it match with mine. Shadow government, central banks, Freemasons, intelligence agencies, think tanks, organized jury, the Vatican, Jesuits or Catholics of general, secret societies, moneyed interests, globalists, elites, and superiorization, subremuneration, organizations, shadow cabinet, prime minister, real executive, House of Commons, travel crimes, society crime, air, poison, also used as for predators, grandson, mixed child, money scam, online, trespass, aggravated assault, resisting arrest, execution, executed, collecting blood. All right, y'all. That's what I got. I think that's it. All right, this your girl Ruth signing off. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I really appreciate it. Hope it helps in some type of way. Informative, okay? Love y'all. Bye.